What's going on, guys? Star Power here, and welcome to a bit of a different video. But because it's Halloween, and in honor of October and spooky season, I figured, why not talk about horror movie slashers? I am sure most of you have seen those memes on Twitter where it's like, out of these horror slashers, which one could you survive for $1 million, or something like that. Well, I decided, why not I do that? So, found this photo. It's on Reddit. I'll post the link in the description if anybody actually wants this photo. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna try and see if I could survive all of these horror characters. At least the ones I know of. There are some here that I'm gonna admit I don't know much about them, who they are, or anything. So, for this list, there's gonna be a couple things I'm gonna do to make it interesting. One is going to be, could I beat this character as they are with no changes whatsoever to how they operate? The other question is going to be, could I beat them if they were actively hunting me down? Here's an example. Pennywise. I know he kind of exclusively hangs out in Derry, Maine. So, if we were to ignore the fact that he is a Derry, Maine resident, he was specifically chasing me, could I survive? So, we're gonna do both of these in multiple ways. Multiple ways when possible. So I figured we should just get right into it. Okay, first off, let's start with the goat. I know he's from that movie The Witch, and I think he's tied to some demonic curse or something. I'm just gonna put it out there. Anything with like a demonic curse, I'm probably already screwed. So anything that is paranormal, in the sense of like it's a demon, I'm most likely screwed. So I'd say goat, I'm probably screwed. You're from The Conjuring, I'm pretty sure. I'm screwed. That's Annabelle. Definitely effed. That's the Blair Witch. Now, Blair Witch. I don't actually know if the Blair Witch is a real character or if it's just like a myth, at least in universe. So, how I would beat it. One, if it's an actual entity coming after me and they have magic, I'm fucked. If all you have to do to survive it is not go to these woods, there is no way I'm not living, because I'm never going to these woods. Just as simple as that. Okay. You're the Babadook, I'm probably screwed. That's Damien from The Omen. I am not messing with you in any sense of the word. Not screwing around with you, because you're also a demon. And yeah, also, Pazuzu I'm not messing with either. Reagan, I could probably take. If it was like just Reagan, but she turned evil. But since she is possessed by a demon, and I'm not a priest, I have no method of defending myself, I'm screwed. Okay, so we got all the demonic stuff out of the way. We got all the demons taken care of. Oh wait, I forgot Bagul. Now, typically how Bagul works is he targets children. And I am not a child. But he does make children murder their families. So, if I'm fighting a child that is coming to kill me, and usually the children like knock the adults out first, if that's the case, I'm already dead. if I have a chance to fight back against the child possessed by Bagul, I'm probably winning. If I'm just fighting Bagul himself, I am screwed. There is no % chance that I am walking away from this. Okay. Now we got all the demons out of the way. Let's go for things that I don't know, so I won't be touching on. Okay, first, I couldn't tell you who this is. No idea. You, I'm guessing you're the girl from The Grudge, but also I have no idea. So we're gonna skip you. Skipping you, because I'm not totally sure who you are either. Skipping you, even though I think you're just Children of the Corn, but on the safe side, skipping you. Skipping you. I think you're just a victim, so I'm not even going to talk about you. Skipping, because honestly, I thought you were the Exorcist girl, but you're sitting right here, so I don't know who you are. Skipping you, because I've never seen A Clockwork Orange. Sorry. Skipping you, because I don't know who you are. And we're skipping the Jeepers Creepers guy, because I haven't seen it. Okay, now that we got all that out of the way, let's go into the actual characters that I know of. And we're going to start from the top row. Actually, we're going to start from the bottom, because that'd be way easier. So, starting off, Freddy Krueger. I know that he can be brought into the real world and defeated there. And if he's in the real world, he's just a dude with a glove with blades on it. And on the chance I could bring him into the real world, I would have a fighting chance. I'd say maybe 50% chance. Actually, I would give myself better odds if he was in the real world. So 70% chance that I could beat Freddy if he was in the real world. Dream Freddy? Unsure. There, I'd probably give myself 50-50 odds. Because in the dream world, Freddy's all-powerful. He can basically do whatever the hell he wants. But also, I might be able to have an advantage over Freddy, just because I am neurodivergent, and my mind works in ways he might not have encountered before. So, I'll say 50-50 odds that I beat Freddy. Just in general. Sam, from Trick or Treat. Now, the way in universe to not get killed by Sam is to follow the Halloween rules. Some of them that I know of are always check your candy, always hand out candy if people come to your door and say trick or treat, wear a costume, and don't blow out your jack-o'-lanterns. So, if I follow all of those rules, I should be okay. But if he's actively hunting me down, I would say at least 60% chance I could take him because he's a kid. He might have supernatural powers, but I don't know. Moving on to Billy. He is just a puppet. In fact, Billy is no more than a tool to be used by this guy, who is John Kramer, aka the actual Jigsaw Killer. So Billy would not actually track me down because he's not able to move without John. So I'm not even sure why he's on this list. Just being real. Okay. The Gremlins. That is technically a horror movie. Technically like a horror Christmas movie mashup. Now, if it's just one gremlin, I think I could take them, because they can't stand bright lights. And I have a lot of ways in my house to make bright lights happen. If it's an army of gremlins, I'm dead. There's no way I'm taking on even 1,000 of those things. They are utter chaos. But if it's, I would say, if it's just one, I'd say 60% chance. If it is anywhere in, I'd say over 10, I would probably just have to run. But I might survive if I just ran, or got in my car and just left. If it's like 1,000, I'm dead instantly. Okay, Chucky. This one's actually pretty easy. Because all you really gotta do if he's hunting you down is well, first of all, you can easily restrain Chucky because he's a doll, about 2 feet tall. And most humans that I know of are not 2 foot tall. So, you could probably beat Chucky up pretty easily. And even if he, like, got in your house and he's hunting you, you could pretty easily disarm him and lock him in, like, a closet or a trunk or something, and then you just win. Because if you make it so he can't move, you basically win. Again, he's about the size of he's about the size of, like, an American Girl doll or something. So, I'd say, like, 95% chance that I win against Chucky. There's always a slim chance he can get the drop on me, but let's be real, it's Chucky. Alright, moving on. This thing from the labyrinth. I don't know if this thing can be harmed. Because I think in the movie, the girl didn't actually, like, try to fight back. I think she just ran from this thing. Which probably is a smart move. I probably could do that. But I don't know if there's actually a way to kill this thing. So, I'll say question mark. Pamela Voorhees. Pretty easy. And I'll say with a lot of the human characters on this list, there is one simple solution to beating them. It's called the loaded gun. So, I could pretty easily shoot you. I could shoot Hannibal Lecter. I could shoot Ghostface. I could shoot Jigsaw. Shoot Norman Bates. Shoot American Psycho. I forgot his name. Shoot the guy from The Shining. You just kidnapped an author, so I can pretty easily cap you. And same with you. Probably also Leatherface also. But let's say guns aren't an option. Let's just say for whatever reason, guns are banned. Use whatever weapon you want that isn't a gun. Or at least, you have to use melee weapons. It's easy. First of all, yes, there are multiple Ghostfaces in every Scream movie, but they are not that intimidating. Because they've gotten their asses beat multiple times. Even when they successfully have killed people, they don't come off as very competent. So I'm sure I could win against 2 Ghostfaces coming to track me down. Same goes for Pamela Voorhees. She's just a vengeful mother who wants revenge for the death of her son. Again, she is, for all intents and purposes, a normal woman. Same with the girl from Orphan. She's just really small. She's small for an adult. And that means I could easily kick her ass. Same goes for Jack Torrance. Again, he's just, like, he died by freezing to death in the movie. So I'm pretty sure like an axe or a baseball bat could put him down fairly easily. Same with you, because all you did was kidnap an author, and you're not supernatural. Also, same for Bates, same for John Kramer. In fact, you just died of cancer. But to be fair, I don't have that long to wait because you're actively hunting me down. So yeah, I'll just get like some blades or a bat or something. I don't know. Same goes for you, American Psycho. What was his name again? Patrick Bateman, that's what it was. So, that's it for all the, like, standard human characters. Except for Hannibal. Now, if Hannibal is actively hunting me, I would be less certain of my odds of victory. Mainly because I know Lecter is extremely smart. I would be prepared to bet that he's smarter than me. So, any trick I could possibly pull, he'd probably already expect it. Now, that doesn't mean I couldn't overpower him, but I would be at least less certain that I could. Okay, Carrie. You have psychic powers, which makes this really tough. So, I mean, the obvious answer to beat Carrie is don't piss her off, or don't give her a reason to attack you. But let's say I didn't have a choice in the matter, and Carrie is actively trying to kill me. I'm pretty much screwed because she has a massive advantage. Anything I could do, she could probably... Like, if I tried to hit her with a bat, she could probably just fling the bat out of my hands with her mind. If I tried to shoot her, she could probably stop the bullets. You know, I would basically not really have a chance against Carrie. Same goes for the Thing. Yes, it doesn't like fire. But that would essentially result in me burning my own house down. Try and kill this thing, and even then that might not work. So I'm basically screwed against the Thing and Carrie. Cujo is literally just a dog with rabies. So I could fairly confidently Old Yeller him and just shoot him. Again, if guns are banned, there are other weapons that would work. I could even hit him with a car. So Cujo is not that big of a worry. Jason. Now, to be fair, Jason has been beaten before, several times. But I do not think I could pull that off. Because Jason is superhuman in every sense of the word, including the fact that he can't really die. So I have no chance. None at all. Nosferatu, I basically would have to wait until daylight, or just get holy water and wooden stakes. So I'd say 50-50 on if I could beat Nosferatu. You're from the Lost Boys. And I think you have similar vampire weaknesses. So yeah. The only thing is I can't invite you into my house, because then you would have an advantage. That's my only caveat with this guy. Pennywise. If he's hunting me down, he's going to use my own fears against me, and that's terrifying. But at the same time, in the movie, he was beaten by a bunch of, like, middle school name calling. So honestly, I'm pretty sure I could just do the same thing. if I just don't fear Pennywise, he has no power over me. Easier said than done, but still. I think Pennywise is pretty easy to beat as long as you can conquer your fear. The Fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think in the... Because I've... And just so you... No, hold on. I think I could probably beat The Fisherman. Again, for... First two movies, he's just some guy. Again, he's just a regular dude going around killing teens. So nothing really new there. And it's not till the third one that he becomes supernatural, but he was still defeated there too. So I'm safe-ish. I'd say 70% chance I could beat Fisherman. Leatherface. That one's a little tougher because he's got a chainsaw. And I don't think I could beat him with regular melee weapons unless I also A, had a chainsaw, or B, could get his chainsaw out of his hands and use that against him. So I'd say 50-50. Leprechaun has magic, which is already OP. But mainly he just wants his gold back. That's really the only thing that works against Leprechaun. Well, let's say I had his gold. I could probably just give him his gold back and he'd be fine. I don't remember how else the people beat him in the other movies, because I haven't seen the kill counts for those in a while. But I'm sure if I just let him have his gold, he would be okay. Candyman. Obviously, natural answer to how do I beat Candyman is you don't say his name 5 times in the friggin' mirror. Again, if that can't be avoided, or if he's coming after me regardless of whether I did that or not, I'm dead, because he's supernatural. I don't see any way to really get around beating Candyman. Honestly, same would go for Pinhead. Obviously, natural answer, don't mess with the puzzle box. But in the case that either I did, or he's hunting me down regardless, he's literally from hell. I don't think there is much I could do to get away from that. Alright, moving on to the last two. You're from Poltergeist. And as far as I know, you're just a doll. Yeah, I think that the spirits in Poltergeist possessed you briefly, but you're just a doll. So I am pretty safe if I had to fight this thing. Again, like Chucky, just lock him in a trunk. Then probably push that trunk off a cliff or lock him in the ocean, or I don't know. But Art. He's a bit of a different beast. In the first movie, he did technically die. So, if we're just talking about Terrifier 1, I could beat him through enough, like, brute force. However, in the other two movies, he's a supernatural being now. I think he's, like, possessed by a demon or something, I don't know. But there is a specific way to beat him in the other two movies, but I don't have that sword. So, I am dead. And, honestly, of all the people on this list, one of the ones I would be most scared of fighting is Art. Just because I like a few people on this list, like Michael, Jason, Art. You can't reason with them, can't bargain with them, and you can't really offer them anything in return. They just want to kill. And that's some of the scariest stuff. Michael, on the other hand, has been beaten a few times in his movies. Like, in the recent Halloween trilogy, he was literally beaten unconscious by like an 80-something Laurie Strode and essentially thrown a wood chipper. It wasn't a wood chipper, it was like some grinder at like a junkyard for cars. So that is a way to beat Michael Myers. And also, he generally walks everywhere he goes, unless he hotwires a car. So, more often than not, I think I would be somewhat okay as long as I can keep him at a distance. If not, I'm probably dead. So, who would I say would be the easiest one to beat on this list? Not counting the two that are just straight up dolls that can't hurt you. So, you're out, and you're out. So out of everyone else, who would be the easiest one to beat? My opinion, Chucky. Because, yes, even for going off the human characters, they all have normal human strength. Chucky probably has less because he's in a doll body. Yeah, he might have relative human strength because of like the voodoo spell or whatever he used to get in that body, but he's still a doll. And I could smack him around pretty easily. So, as far as easiest, Chucky, not a question. As far as who would be the hardest on this, the hardest in this photo to take down. A lot of good contenders on who's the most difficult one to beat. Honestly, just because I don't think this creature has ever been beaten in any movie, gotta give it to The Thing. Because, yes, it's a relatively simple thing to fight, but it creates so much uncertainty that you'd basically never trust anyone again. And that paranoia is exactly what this thing wants. It's exactly what makes this thing so freaking deadly. So I'd say hardest one to fight would be The Thing, in my opinion. But yeah, that's the video. Now, I like doing stuff like this. I was trying to find a good tier list for people like this, but I couldn't find anything. So if anyone makes like a horror villain slasher tier list, it actually makes it easy to understand like who's who. If you make one, let me know so I can do it later. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this bit of a different video. And until next time, shine on.